Okay, let's start with Chapter 1, Frame Types and Parts. Again, my name is Dr. Lenka, and we're going over the system for ophthalmic dispensing. Most everyone knows that the frame is composed of different parts. The main part is the front piece, and we have the front area containing lenses, and we also have the temples, which attach to the front and go over the ears to help hold the spectacles in place. There's different parts of the front piece. The first portion that we're going to take a look at is the bridge. This is the area that is between the two lenses that sits on the nose. And then another term we may be familiar with is an eye wire or rim, which goes around the lenses and is also responsible for holding them in place. We also have end pieces. This is where the temples attach, and a shield oftentimes in the older frames it was kind of a decorative metal piece in the front of a few plastic frames where the rivets were attached. And then we have hinges and nose pads, which we're familiar with. So these are all different things that we would see on the frame front. Now let's go to the temple. The different sections of the temple include the butt portion, or the end, which goes right next to the front piece. And we have a bend where we start to bend over the ear, and a shank, which is the straight portion between the temple and the butt. And lastly, the earpiece, which is beyond the bend and behind the ear. This is the part we adjust to make sure it's comfortable and sits flush with the skull. So here we see some of the different things for a front piece, like the bridge, nose pads, the shields, and the eye wire or rim. That's the frame front. Now the side temple portion, you can see here we have a butt and another shield right here, which is mainly only in older spectacle glasses. And here's the bend and the earpiece. And then the shank would go all the way as the straight portion from the butt towards the earpiece. Frame construction. There's many different types or forms of frames. They can be plastic or metal, and there's other types of combinations of glasses we have here, such as combination styles, half eyes, rimless and semi-rimless, and not so common new mount. So we're going to go over each one of these types of frames. First frame is called nylon cord frames. Often this type is called a semi-rimless, even though technically that's not the right word for it. They're mounted with string or nylon, and they're held in place by this nylon cord that fits around the edge of the lens. This gives the glasses the appearance of being rimless. So the top of the lens just fits right into the metal, and the bottom has a groove that is held together by the nylon cord. Combination frames, we don't see a lot of combination frames today, but they have a mixture of both metal and plastic, usually a metal chassis, or it could be plastic also. And any frame with this combination of metal and plastic is included within the combination category. So many times people wear a half-eye style frame. They're usually smaller so that they can either look over the top or less commonly look through the bottom. Now if they're looking over the top, they're seeing well at distance, they just need those glasses for near. And the reverse is true if they're looking through the bottom. So it's just constructed to sit lower on the nose than normal, and they're thinner so that people have an easier time to look over the top of the glasses to see. Now, rimless and semi-rimless glasses, there's several different kinds, and we're going to take a look at some of them. The most common that we see today are referred to as a three-piece mount, and they just have clamps and pieces of plastic that have been used to hold the two lenses to the nose piece and to the temple. So we have a semi-rimless mounting also that have reinforcing arms, and we'll see a picture of that here in just a second. But the actual semi-rimless does not have nylon. It's held together by a screw and by the metal portion of the frame. So let's take a look at some of these. This is a rimless right here. You can see that the rimless just has some clasps. These are usually a plastic that goes through the drill, and on each side this is a three-piece. And then a semi-rimless here has no nylon. It's just held by this two ends here, the drill hole mount here, and then the metal around and the drill on this other side. Then the new mont, which is not as common as maybe it once was, just has one screw drilled through the nasal portion, and the temple portion is just held by this metal on top. The lenses are attached at the bridge area, and temples are attached to a metal arm that extends along the posterior surface temporally. So only one point of attachment for each one of the lenses. Some other mountings, the ball grip mount. This mount is just has a notch in each side of the lens. And we'll see here that I don't think we have a picture, so I'll just go back. But we just have a notch that made into the glass that will hold that to the frame. Okay, that finishes the first portion of Chapter 1.